Hello, my co-highs. Hope you're doing well. I'm your host, Tyranno Senpai, and welcome back to another episode of Tyranno Senpai Toy Reviews. And in the last review, we got this hecking chonker of a Triceratops from Wave 3. Oh, man, it is still something that, inspires me to this day. It is just so big, and, ooh, I love it so much. But we're not here to talk about more of the Triceratops. I mean, we will later, but not right now. But I have another Wave 3 ceratopsian that we're going to be unboxing today, and I can't wait to show it to you guys. So, I already had a look at it. I already spoiled the surprise for me. But for what I can see, it looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and put this guy up just for now and go ahead and grab the packaging. And here it is. The Beast of the Mesozoic. Sinoceratops Zhuchengensis. Ooh, this is definitely not as big as the Triceratops packaging, about the same as Pachyrhinosaurus, I think. But again, we have the typical Beast of the Mesozoic packaging. Let me move my camera a little bit. We have the window that shows the dinosaur here in all its glory, and that window also stretches out to the front of the dinosaur, all the way to here in this green cardboard. We have a ceratopsian footprint here on the bottom left of the packaging. We also have a sleeve showing off the Sinoceratops box art by Raul Ramos, who's really good, really talented. I love his art. And of course, on the sleeve, it reads out 20 points of articulation, realistic movement, and detail. Profile card included, and this is number 21 in the Ceratopsian line, so this is pretty cool. It includes articulated action figure, a collectible profile card, and a color display backdrop, which is in the packaging itself, which I keep on forgetting to review, and I'm probably going to do again today. But we also have on the back, if I will gently take the sleeve off, we can see on the back of the box, on all the Wave 3 ceratopsians, we have Sinoceratops, Albertoceratops, Sinoceratops, which we're unboxing today, Utahceratops, Pentaceratops, Triceratops, and Torosaurus. And on the bottom, we also have join the dinosaur toy revolution. Check out creative-beast.com for more products and info. Beast Mesozoic, Far From Extinct, box art by Raul Ramos. Design, sculpt, and paint by David Silva. Prototypes by Jeremy Mons. Additional sculpting by Simon Penick. And additional paint by Matt Holt. So, I think now that we've inspected the packaging, I think we're going to go ahead and open this bad boy up, because I really want to get this thing out so badly it's not even funny. So let's go ahead and get that speed montage going. And here it is, you guys. The Beast of the Mesozoic Sinoceratops in all of its beauty. Oh my lord, this is probably the most colorful figure I think I have so far. But before we look at this dinosaur, let's take a look at the card. Now, unfortunately, it looks like my card in particular has suffered a little bit of damage here. But I think that's totally fine. It's not, it's noticeable, but it's still there. But the artwork by Raul Ramos looks great, which features a Sinoceratops and a swamp. It kind of looks like the Yellowstone Park or whatever it is, geysers or hot springs, whatever they are. It looks really cool. So this is what China looked like way back then. We got some nice, beautiful colors in the Sinoceratops here. And of course, if we flip it on the back, we got some facts about the dinosaur, as well as a photo of the dinosaur itself on the top, which reads, Sinoceratops Zhuchengensis, Chinese horn face. Up to 6 meters long. Location, Zhucheng... I'm going to try not to butcher this. Zhuchenguang Formation, Shandong Province, China. Time period Late Cretaceous, 72.1 million years ago. Named by Zhuchengensis et al. 2010. So this is a very recent find. The first and only ceratopsis discovered in China, Sinoceratops is known for its 4 curving hornlets, which gives the frill a crown-like appearance. Though classified as a Centrosaurian, Sinoceratops has several features that are similar to Chasmosaurians. That's pretty cool. I actually didn't realize that. Then again, I didn't realize a whole lot of facts about other dinosaurs. So now for the moment we've all been waiting for, and that is the Sinoceratops itself. So taking a look at this Sinoceratops, I can already see some very distinct differences between this one and the one we see in Jurassic World. We have like this bumpy ridge along the snout here, followed by like this giant horn here, this long thin horn, kind of like a Styracosaurus in a way, but the horn is more further up the nose. We got a very long snout in comparison to the Sinoceratops from Jurassic World, which had a very rhino-like face, and it had a very thick horn. We also have some bosses along the top of the eyes there. Some beautifully, beautifully textured scales on the face, and on the beak as well. We can see like these faint ridge lines in the beak. We also got some beautifully sculpted scales along the frills, even some like ornamental scales right here on the front. The horns that curve down and around like this, that's nice. Like, I don't think these horns in particular aren't particularly sharp. I think these are less likely to draw blood than, say, the Triceratops figures. We got like a little tiny bone, like a little tiny hornlet here at the cheek. I think I can see the ear right here, that little slit right there where my finger is pointing. Like the head of this dinosaur is very interesting to look at. It looks nothing like the one from Jurassic World, and not to mention the fact that the real world's Sinoceratops doesn't have the holes in the frill, which again wouldn't have happened in actual life. The holes in the frill would have actually been covered up in skin and muscle or whatever. Then we go back to the back here. We got some more of that excellent skin detail along the back of the frill and along over here where the frill attaches to the neck. And may I just say that the color inspirations of this dinosaur are spectacular. The colors are based on a Chinese crocodile lizard, which I'll go ahead and throw up. And it's got like these oranges, these greens and whites and things like that. I love the color applications of the Sinoceratops. We got like a greenish orange at the snout, like at the very front of the nose. We got white and black splotches on the face, and like some black stripes here along the lower jaw. And on the lower jaw, we can also see like an off-white kind of orangish green. Kind of looks like what's that fruit that I'm thinking of? It looks like this, like the color. It's not a cantaloupe, it's something close to it. I forgot what it was. Then we got like a gray beak, and the horns on the face are gray as well, which is nice. And I think it shows a little bit of like wearing it down. Like this is a very old animal, so the horn, of course, would have been aged just a little bit. We also see it on the hornlets here on the frill, which do look a bit higgledy-piggledy when you see them at like head on or from the side. You would expect like a ceratopsian to not have a frill like this, but apparently Sinoceratops did. But we also, going back to the colors, we got like these blacks like along the frill and along the center here, making like these spots and stripes. In there, we got like a bit of light orange, kind of like a mango color here. Some dark orange around the edges, and then some black spots here. Not symmetrical, but it looks great. This dinosaur is an explosive amount of colors. It's hard to actually like keep up with all the colors in this animal, especially in the face where we have so much of it. Like it's absolutely insane how much color application is just in this thing's face alone. It's ridiculous in a way. But yeah, this Sinoceratops looks sweet. Look at that head from every angle, and you can see the detail that David Silva and his team have put into making this dinosaur. It looks great. And of course, then we look at the neck. We see it's topped with like this very rich lime green color. And then we got a layer of black, layer a bit of like a creamy orange, followed by a dark orange, and of course the green and off-white underbelly where the throat would be. And the colors just continue on the back. We got like this brown, like osteoderms along the spine. Although I will say that these spines here on the back are not the same shade of brown as this one, so that's a bit of a continuity error, I think, in the paint application, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be fine. I mean, I could probably retouch it, make it a bit darker, but I don't really want to do that to this thing. It looks great. We also see a darker shade of green here along further up the spine, followed by a lighter shade of green, and all these big black spots here that look so cool. We got like a off-white flanks here, which are then faded into this dark orange and return along this crocodile-esque belly. Man, the color applications on this are sick. And like, it's hard to keep track of all these colors. There's just so much of it on this one dinosaur alone. Like, it's not uniform at all. It's all over the place. It's crazy. Like, going back to the figure, we also have, like, some of the osteoderms along the shoulder are painted black, as we can see here and here. The legs are painted, like, the same lime green color with a black spot along each side. There's also the dark orange, the return of that, and some off-white here along the inside of the limbs, which is cool. I like that. It's a detail that I don't normally see in figures like this, especially with Mattel. A lot of the osteoderms on the back are not painted to stand out, but you can definitely see them. They're rising out of the skin, like, very clearly along here. Like, those little bumps, they're very distinct, and you can definitely feel that. They're a bit more obvious on the thigh of this dinosaur, I feel, like, because I think they're more noticeable. And of course, we have these gorgeous splashes of green, off-white, black, and dark orange all along the leg to the foot. If we go back to the back, we can see more of these black stripes, and now there's like a white center in them. We get down to the tail, we have kind of this like coral snake effect, where it's like green, white, black, orange, black, green, white, and just all the way to the tip, which is like a dark orange, and the underside of it is like a off-white color. Oh my lord! The color application on this Sinoceratops is absolutely ludicrous, and in a way, it looks really good. Again, I have to compliment David Silva's work on making these dinosaurs so brightly colorful, but at the same time, keeping it grounded to reality. These are colors that are found in animals alive today, and I think that's a pretty cool feature about these dinosaurs that I'm hoping to see more of in the future, especially with like the fan choice, where we have the Mesozoic that's apparently going to be inspired by a snake of some sort. I'm not going to even bother trying to remember it. Watch my video if you haven't already. But anyway, I think now we're just about ready to compare this Sinoceratops to other ceratopsian figures that I have right now. So to start off our comparison, we're going to begin with the Sinoceratops from Wave 1. Again, the size comparison, this Sinoceratops is puny in comparison to this Sinoceratops. From the tip of the tail to this one, which is probably a measurement I should have done in the previous review, it comes to about this dinosaur's shoulder. It's tiny, it's puny, it's absolutely insignificant. It is... This is my small ceratopsian figure, I think it's safe to say, until the Protoceratops finally beats the record. But Lord almighty. I think this is also one of the crazier looking figures because of all the yellows and greens and whitish blues and reds that are on this figure. It's nuts. It really is. Not only that, but I think we should also compare it to a dinosaur that I think has almost the exact same sculpt, and that is the Pachyrhinosaurus. Again, the Sinoceratops is pretty big. They look like they're about the same size in length. Like, if we put them side by side, I have my hand at both their tail, at the end of their tails, and they look like they're almost the exact same size, if not perfectly in size with each other. The only difference is that the Sinoceratops' frill is higher up than the Pachyrhinosaurs. So, in height alone, the Sinoceratops is definitely the bigger of the two of them. And of course, I don't think this comparison would be complete if I didn't include this Triceratops, the only other Wave 3 figure I have from the ceratopsian line. And I think because the Sinoceratops has the same body sculpt as the Pachyrhinosaurus, the Triceratops dwarfs this thing. This Triceratops is definitely bigger than the Sinoceratops. Honestly, though, I still think, out of all the ceratopsians I have so far, this Triceratops is my favorite of the bunch, just because of how big it is and how insane it looks. Plus, Triceratops is one of the better-known ceratopsians, so I think, by default, it's one of my favorites. But, yeah, obviously, my ceratopsian collection, I have a total of 5 of them now, and I'm probably going to get even more than that later down the line. But this is insane. Like, look at these dinosaurs. They're so cool. You two were in Jurassic World. You were in the first Jurassic Park. You were in Fallen Kingdom. This is pretty cool. So I have 2 dinosaurs from the movie franchise. But yeah, I think we're done with comparisons now. I think it's time we actually check out Articulation. So to start off with Articulation, we're going to go ahead and open that mouth. And I do like the fact that this mouth does open and shut all the way. Ooh, sorry, I had to burp there. We also have a tongue, which I think may be able to move down. It's way back in there. Yeah, it looks like it looks down. And also, the teeth, if we look inside, are painted in there. And they're all individually painted too. And I don't think it's just the top jaw. It's also the bottom jaw as well, if you can look close enough in there. Yeah, that mouth is so cool. Like, I love the fact that this mouth can actually close shut almost completely, unlike the Triceratops. Also, I bumped the camera, so I'm going to quickly fix that. The head can also move up, like about that high. The head can also look down, about that low. You can also move the neck up, so it can look up like that. It looks weird, but I guess it works. And I believe you can also lower the neck down even more. No, it looks like that's about as far down as you can go with this figure, which is a bit of a shame. I wish it could go down even lower than that. We also have the swivel in the body, as is common with these figures. We can swivel it around here, there. We can move it down. We can move it up, back up again, and all that. We can move it all around. And then we also have the front legs, which can move forward. They can move out like that. They also have an elbow joint, so they can move out. They can move in. This is actually a fairly easy figure for me to move, because apparently when this one came out of the box, the joints were actually quite loose already, so I'm having no trouble at all moving this around. And then of course we have the feet here, which we can move up and down, and of course we can twist like that. And then we come to the hind legs. They can move forward, they can move back, they can also, I believe, they can go in, and they can come back out. The knees, they go back about that far, and then they can go out about that far. So not as much range as I would like, but it's still pretty good. We also got an ankle joint here, which can move out, and of course the bottom feet also are on a ball joint, so they can move back and forth and swivel. And of course the tail is also on a ball joint, so it can swerve all around. And this one was probably the easiest tail I put on so far, but that's probably because I had a hairdryer this time around. But anyway, I think now we're ready for the final step, which is posing this figure. And here it is, folks. Oh, gotta adjust that leg a little bit. It's sticking out a little awkwardly over the edge, but there you go. Sinoceratops in all its glory, posed just for you guys at home. Honestly, I love the paint applications of this dinosaur. I think they're really cool looking. This is a very visually pleasing animal to look at. All in all, I'd say this figure is definitely worth it. And with a price of this much, that I'm going to go ahead and put up on the screen right here in editing, I'd say it's worth every penny. If you want a colorful dinosaur that's not too terribly big like the Triceratops, but you still want a decently sized one, I'd go ahead and choose the Sinoceratops. I think it's like a good go-to dinosaur to have in your Beasts of the Mesozoic collection. I think it looks beautiful. The articulation is great. The only downside that I have is that the fact that the part of the neck here isn't painted the same shade of brown as the rest of the spine here. all in all, this is a great looking dinosaur. I highly recommend you go ahead and pick this one up if you haven't already. This one was a long wait for me because I didn't get this from Creative Studios. I didn't pre-order this. I got this from Entertainment Earth, and it's just now, as of recording this, gotten in the mail. And I'm so happy I finally got it. It was a long wait for me. But anyway, that's where I'm going to leave the episode. I love the Sinoceratops. I think it would be awesome as like a collector's item. But yeah, this is where I'm going to end the episode. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe today, hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything new. Link to the Discord in the description down below. And until next time, this is Tyrannosenpai signing off. Alrighty then, take care now. Bye-bye then.